Welcome, welcome everybody back to Nine's Corner. As always, I have our light lit for each and every one of us. I hope everybody is doing well, both mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the ways, because it's been crazy times and we're living through it. We're managing, we're getting through it together. But I had to just suspend all questions that I had going on in my head, and I thought, you know what? I wrote down 7 questions specifically for Trump, because how do you go from one day being a complete imbecile, calling out the virus by saying it was the Chinese virus and being so vile, and how he was losing billions and billions and billions of dollars by being president, when we all know he's making billions and billions of dollars that he never had. So I thought, you know what? We need to ask him some questions. We've already looked into his personality. We know what kind of person we're dealing with. But I thought, let's look into some of the questions that we need to have answered now based on what's going on around us now. So my first question was, why did Trump change his mind on the name? I'm going to do a 2-card pull. I just want to ask a bunch of questions, get some quick answers, and see what is going on with this man, because it's not fun doing readings on him, because he doesn't even have a negative vibe. He actually has a creepy, cringy, you want to get it off your body kind of vibe. So, we have the 3 of Pentacles. So, part of the reason why he had to change his mind onto the name is because he got info communications, and I would venture to guess this is from China. I would say that China probably said, hey, but nuh-uh, you're not allowed to do that. If you do, we are going to hurt you economically, hurt you when it comes to products that you're going to need. 4 of Pentacles. Trump needed to take the loss to make the change, not because he wanted to. This is not wanting to do it. It's because to feel the pain and do it anyway, because of the loss he would take in the future. So he had to, because he had no choice. Will Trump enact the War Defense Act? Because he says he did, but he hasn't actually used it. And like I've said in my previous readings, I truly believe that this is coming down to not about him not wanting to spend the money, because he'd love to spend the money. He just doesn't want it to ill affect him or his chances of making money off this, or his chances doesn't want to change his chances of re-election based on, using this Defense Act. So, like I said before, in order for him to do it, he's going to make sure he has somebody to blame. So, I mean, he's already talking about the New York Como guy, saying that, oh, he's trying to push me. So I got a feeling that he's trying to make sure he has somebody to blame, somebody that he could say, oh, because of X, Y, Z, I had to do it. So let's pick 6 of Cups. So, he so sorely wishes that he could go back to the past, forget this nightmare ever happened, but he can't. He's just not ready to face up to reality. And this is also going back and forth. It's like a child. He knows he's supposed to do something, but he's not quite willing to do it. And we have the 4 of Cups. So he's got to go back and forth about it. He's going to delay it as much as possible, but when he finds somebody to blame, he'll have to. He won't do as much as what it's capable of doing. He won't do enough to really do the amount of help and need that there is, but he will begrudgingly do something. He's such a cringy person. Because in all the readings, he doesn't care about people. It's like, he's a robot. Okay, so my next question is, how will the stimulus package go? Will it be more Republican slant or more Democratic slant? Because the Republicans want to make sure they have a huge slush fund so that they can take care of those that, enable them, those who have been supporting them, all their rich friends, and to increase their wealth with very little help to the average Joe. And then you have the Democrats who, come on. They're not lily white. They have their own financial interests. But I do believe that because they are the party who's going against the party in power, that they are pushing much more of the stimulus package towards helping out an average family or an average person. So to do this, I'm going to do one Republican card, one Democratic card, and just see which one ends up having the most power. So we're going to roll it out. 1, 2. Oh, I got to put that card back. So Republican, and Democratic. Republican, we have the Page of Wands. So it's not a king, but they are going to be the stronger of the two to put out their message. They're going to bombard this message of, look, we have the money to help you, we want to help you, but the Democrats are stopping us. They have the force, the will, and the messaging to get out there. Whereas the Democrats, got the hangman. So their perspective is not going to be the one that's going to be the most forceful. That's going to be the Republicans. But the hangman, it's sort of like, in order to get this through, they will side with the Republicans because that's what they have to do to get the package. There's going to be pressure on them. But they're not happy with it. They're not going to get, the Republicans are going to get what they want through more so than the Democrats getting any of their ideas through as strongly as the Republicans. But this is saying, hey, we're going to be looking at the fine details. We're going to be looking at the paperwork, the legalities of it all. So this, although I think going forward it's going to be the Republicans who are going to have the upper hand, I think the Democrats will do investigation. And as time goes on, there'll be a look into the stimulus package and how it has been rolled out. But let's face it, if they end up rolling this out and say, a year down the road, they find out, oh no, that, people didn't do all the right things, it'll be too late by then. So it'll probably be in time for the Democrats to get in trouble or have rules and regulations held up against them that the Republicans didn't. But it's going to be a more Republican-leaning stimulus package than a Democratic. So my next question is, will the Republicans start to turn on Trump? Will the Republicans start to turn on Trump? Because we're starting to see, some of the Senate people have gotten sick. Rand Paul, I'm not even going to mention him. He's just disgusting. The fact that he would be sick and spread it, and, the fact that he's asymptomatic is even more annoying because he hasn't learned his lesson. So, let's look. Will the Republicans turn on Trump? Will Because you got to think, it's not going from the top down when it comes to help. It's actually each individual state is kind of forging their own path regardless of what's happening up there. So regardless of if you're a Democrat or Republican, if you're not getting the help and people are dying, you're going to turn. So I'm wondering, will this have a negative effect on the Democrats? Sorry, I'm trying to move out of the way of this so I don't bang the microphone. I'm trying my best. I have people that can't hear me, so I apologize. So 1, 2, 3. Will the Republicans turn on Trump? So we have 5 of Wands. There's going to be some pressure put onto him. There's going to be a lot of influences coming from all directions. This is sort of not just the Republicans. It's going to be the people. It's going to be the Democrats. It's going to be the health. It's going to be the financial. Everything is kind of being pushed upon him. They're still going to hold out. They're still going to support him because there's a lot of money on the line. And as long as they're getting and they're able to rein him in to get their agenda done, they'll still support him, even though there are people getting frustrated. But the end is the 5 of Pentacles. So there will be some loss, but it's, I've got 2 cards before I get the loss. So past, present, future. Yeah, it'll come, but this is in the future. There are so many more things to happen between now and then that will affect the Republicans. I think there's going to be a lot. In previous readings, we said there's going to be more communications, more information, more things that are going to come to light. And as they come to light, you'll see people spill off, but it's still going to take some time. He still has a lot of support there for whatever reason. So let's look at my next question. Will Trump take 15 days to reopen? Is he going to actually reopen for business in 15 days? Now, I'm not even sure where that 15 days comes from. I'm not sure if it's 15 days from when they originally started the 15-day paper, which was like 7 or 8 days ago, or if it's 15 days from now, or if he's just leaving it open-ended so he can make up his own mind. Let's have a look. So will he open up business for his 15-day recovery? 1, 2, 3. The 9 of Pentacles. So his wish is his command. So he is putting it forth. Money is the most important thing to him. Information about money to line his own pockets, to line that of his friends, to line that of the people that got him there, because he did not get there because people lifted him there. He got there because he paid people off to get there. It is stressing everybody out. The Republicans, the Democrats, the people at home, the states, all the different healthcare, everybody is panicked because they don't know. They truly don't know whether or not Trump is capable of ignoring the medical field and doing it anyway. So there's a lot of stress there. The end result is the 2 of Swords. So he's blindly going in and trying to weigh out 2 situations. The financial situation and the weight of the pressure against him. Because you got to think, he has the weight of money on him. He has the weight of those who owe him. Human life is not important to him. And he's not concerned about how the U.S. people are going to do. He's concerned about his money and their money. So I think It's not decided yet, but there's a good chance. Let's just pull one more card to clarify. So King of Swords. I think there's a good chance that he is going to try to take a stab at this and try to stimulate or at least try to put out the idea of let's do this, and see how much pushback he gets. If he gets a lot of pushback, he'll slow it down. He won't go forward with it. But he might, guys. I think his wish is his command. So King of Swords. I'm not sure. I think this could be that he will want to do it, and he may try in some small way to do it, but he's going to get pushback because it's going to cause too much stress. Way too much stress. So my next question is, let's pick a card and look at Trump's health, both emotionally and physically. How is his health holding up? Because he's mentally got to be under a lot of stress, and physically it's got to be hard, even though it's like, how are him and Mike Pence not getting sick? So we have the Moon. So emotionally, he's no better than he's ever been. Oops. He's no better than he's ever been. I think there's a lot of undercover things here. Is there more that they know that we don't know? Because I'm wondering if he has had asymptomatic. I think he has, I don't know if he's even... No, I'm pretty sure I'll stick with my original that, yeah, he's had the coronavirus. Emotionally, physically, he's trapped. And he's just a madman. He really is. He's an unconscionable madman. So, it drives me insane. So let's have a look and let's ask, is he going to go? Will the decisions he makes between now and between the stimulus package, the war enactment, and the 15-day reopen, will his actions over the next short time, will this make him want to stay, or will this make him want to leave? Is he going? Is he coming? What's he doing? I know I ask this every time, but I want to know it every time. So, buys. This man, look, he's on his way out. It's almost like if he doesn't do it to himself, it's going to be done to him. It's almost like no matter which path he chooses, inevitably, it's going to take him out. The cards, they've been so consistent with me. They don't tell me half lies or anything. So that was my Donald Trump questions. I just wanted to hit a few major ones and see what's going to happen. But I do have one last question, and it's not quite to do with Donald Trump, but it's to do with the situation that's impacting America. So there was an American Harvard chair that was arrested for connection to Wuhan, and there was 2 females caught trying to move vials over the border. They have been arrested as well. Were they involved with the pandemic? So this was a question asked by one of my subscribers, and I wanted to make sure I did a bonus question on my Donald Trump reading to just look into that. Let's just do a 3-card pull and look. did these three individuals have something to do with the Wuhan coronavirus starting, for that to be the epicenter where it started? Is there a connection between this U.S. Harvard person and these two females that were involved and arrested with the coronavirus? 1, 2, and 3. Devil. So, devil. Thoughts become energy. Energy becomes things. So, this was definitely negative entities doing negative things. This was definitely, we said it was man-made. We said that China probably had help from others. And this is saying it. 8 of Wands. So this was a lot of movement. So that would be, yeah, they were moving across, getting the this was something not from nature. Man helped in it, and it moved quickly. It happened quickly. I don't know if this was something they were doing, not realizing it was going to hit. Maybe it was something that they were planning on doing, and somebody made a mistake, and the pandemic started earlier than what they expected, so they weren't prepared. But there's definitely a man-made image. Then we had the 6 of Pentacles. So money related. There's definitely some relationship between these 3 individuals, and more. There's more. And it has to do with the movement of money, the movement of, venture, capital gain. It's all about, it's for the rich to get richer and the poor to keep them poor. So I think this was something that was thought of, maybe executed at the wrong time for them, maybe executed at the right time for us so that we could be made aware of it, because I think information will come down the pike as these things come out. That's awful, awful. Was Donald Trump aware of the situation? Is he aware of the possible connection between these individuals and what happened in Wuhan? Queen of Pentacles. So he may not have been directly informed, because I think a lot of people don't believe in him or trust him, but his money was involved. So people around him were definitely, yeah. He mightn't have known about the situation, but people around him. He is he's the false head that is only given the information on a need-to-know basis, because he's not the one that's running things. Oh, yeah. This is people knowing it. This was something that wasn't supposed to happen at this time, but it's almost like, a human might think that they're the ones that dictate when things happen, but then, no, the universe says, not on your time, on mine. So, no, I don't necessarily think that Trump himself was involved, because I think he and his money and whoever is controlling him, and the person who's controlling him is the people that, that have their hands on the purse strings. So I don't think that's just coming from one. I mean, you got to think China is majorly friendly with and influenced with Russia. Russia, has been majorly influencing Donald Trump. and definitely had a lot to do with getting him to the point of where he's to now. So that's my reading for tonight, guys. I hope everybody is doing well. I will be back tomorrow. I'm thinking I'm going to try to do a reading and try to hit a couple of the hot spots around the different countries and just kind of give a feel as to how things are going to go over the next month, including not just health, but including like their money situation and any surprises that should be coming up. Because as much as this reading was negative because it was about Donald Trump, I definitely feel that no matter what we're presented with at this moment in time, there's silver linings for all of it. If anything, it's going to make us be more aware of our surroundings. Hopefully, it'll get people to take their time to get back to the important things: family connections, relationships. I grew up in a time when, Sundays, everything was closed. And I remember it being such a huge deal when they decided to open up shops on Sundays, because there was something to be said about having everybody, or not everybody, except for, your nurses and different people that had to go to work on a Sunday, but the majority, there was a day of rest. It was a day where everybody could get together and do something together and have a Sunday meal. And I think we need to get back to some of those things. Look how the environment over in China, the air quality has improved. Mother Nature is so forgiving, and she didn't take months to forgive us. She took days. So I think there's a lot of positives that are going to come out of this. Just God willing, we will be open enough to see them and incorporate the good that from the past and keep on the information age and amalgamate that so we stay whole as people, because we need, everything. We need the human connection, we need the love, we need the money, we need everything. So hopefully we'll take time for ourselves, because we're not computers. We can't keep up with them. We need a day of rest. So hopefully we'll learn to slow down and maybe give ourselves a break. So, wishing you light for your darkness. Have a great evening, guys. Take care.